but of losing face, of being humiliated before the friends who whispered and texted behind her back. Kyle's reply was softer, almost weary. She's just trying to scare us. Mom wouldn't actually go through with it. He wanted to believe in my weakness, because it kept his own spine intact. To admit I was serious would mean admitting he had ignored me all along. Nicole's voice rose again, bitter, shrill. Do you know how this makes me look? People are asking me if we're moving. They're laughing, Kyle. Laughing at me. Her rage was about appearances, never about truth. I pressed my hand into the soil, grounding myself against their voices. They saw me not as the woman who had built this home, but as an inconvenience. Nicole saw me as an obstacle to control. Kyle saw me as background noise, the wallpaper of his life, useful but unnoticed. Even Emerson's love could not mask the truth that in this house, I had been diminished into a shadow. But out here, in the garden, I was not a shadow. The roses stretched toward the moonlight, their roots deep, unmovable. They reminded me of what I had always known. Survival comes not from loudness, but from endurance. My husband had been right. The garden outlived us, because it knew how to root itself, how to withstand storms. I bent low, whispering to the blossoms, my words carried away on the night breeze. Tomorrow, everything changes. The sentence felt heavier than the soil, heavier than the years of silence I had endured. My hands trembled slightly as I placed the pruning shears down. But it was not fear, it was anticipation. Tomorrow, the open house would not only expose walls and rooms to strangers, it would expose the truth that had been buried beneath years of disrespect. I rose slowly, brushing the dirt from my knees, and looked toward the house. Its windows glowed faintly, a place of tension and unspoken bitterness. But the garden behind me stood serene, its roots strong, its blooms unbothered by human quarrels. The house could be sold, walls could be stripped, curtains replaced, but the garden, my garden, would always hold me, remind me of who I was. And unlike Nicole's shallow entitlement, unlike Kyle's silence, my presence here could not be erased. Sunday arrived with a sky so clear, it almost mocked the storm brewing inside my walls. The morning sun poured over the street, catching on windshields as cars began to line the curb. Neighbors lingered at their fences, some with mugs in hand, pretending to be casual while their eyes stayed fixed on my yard. The red and white for sale sign seemed to burn brighter in the daylight.